a lot of times when you watch high-level players' hands, you'll see them press extra buttons. And a lot of players might look at that and say, oh, they're antsy. But in general, it can be used in a lot of different ways. And one of the ways is to time your techniques. So if you're watching KO or if you're watching Deshiken and they're pressing a lot of buttons, there's actually reason behind it. So thanks to Nika KO, we actually have some footage of Deshiken's hands. And I have it at 0.5 speed. So here we're going to see Deshiken land a DP against Nuki, and then he's going to do throw as a input buffer to time his Kara DP. So as you can see here, let's back up a couple frames. Nuki knocks him down, he's going to get his parry, and then as you watch his hands, he's going to do DP, throw, and then he'll do his Kara DP. And the reason for this is because it allows you to actually time when you're landing as long as you do it correctly. So the way that Deshiken does it is that he does the 2 throws like you see here, at a medium slow cadence. And the reason for this is because it allows him to time the very top portion of his DP after he hits, and allows him to actually get the recovery cancel on land to allow for the Kara DP to be the most consistent. And so he does this so that the second throw ends as his fist is all the way at the top of the animation. Just like that. The reason why he does this is for consistency. And the reason for that is because as long as you are training yourself to do an input, having a pattern by which you're doing it is very important. So by filling that space and using your hands during the time where you should technically be waiting for your next input, it allows you to get more consistent at when to time your next input. And that is paramount when actually going for hard techniques like double DP. There are other ways that you can do this. And as you can see here, I'm using down back as my rhythm timing. Deshiken uses double throw, and I use the back to down back, or just straight going from down forward to down back as my rhythm to allow me to look at when Ken actually lands and then continue to do my DP. So no matter how you're looking to fill the board, you just have to be doing something. So as you can see here, I used a triple tap of light punch after I pressed the light punch for my DP. You can also do something like double piano, something like this. As long as you are doing something that for you allows you to easily remember the timing for your next action, that's all that matters, right? So a lot of this is personal, and some players can just do the DP and then do another DP. But just like playing an instrument or playing, a Bimani game or anything like that, having rhythm to your decisions is very important. And it can help you gain execution that might normally be inconsistent. Now, I'm able to do dive kicks on Ken's wake up that are different positive advantages. So without using a timing technique, I'm able to get it to be +2. You're able to get it to be, +4 as well if you're really good at your timing manually. But in order to do this more consistently, you should probably have a button input that you do in order to maintain the correct timing. So if I'm able to get a dive kick into 1, 2, 3 here, that's because I'm +4. And in order to do this, I have to recovery cancel and then jump and then do the earliest possible dive kick. So there's a lot of different things that need to be timed here. And this is why when I do this, I press a button 3 times and then I go for the dive kick. And I'm holding down when I'm pressing these buttons because I want to make sure that I get the crouch cancel or the recovery cancel on the Zesho to get the earliest jump possible. you don't necessarily have to crouch cancel, recovery cancel. You can jump recovery cancel by holding up forward. But for me, it's a timing thing because pressing up forward allows me to immediately go up forward, forward down to get the maximum or the easiest timing for the dive kick itself, because you need to get the frame 1 dive kick, otherwise you're not +4. So basically, just by jumping, you're recovery canceling. And the way that you can look at this is when you are recovery canceling with crouch, your hand ends up going to the E in the Ken. When you don't recovery cancel with crouch, your hand goes to the K in the Ken. And when you jump cancel recovery cancel, when you land again, your hand isn't even touching the beam in the background. So while these things are important, the timing thing allows me to get the timing for up forward, forward, down forward, which is the most important part to me. Most people go into Daipon loop from crouching medium punch. And the reason for this is because fire standing heavy punch can be hard to actually time. However, starting a combo from fire standing heavy punch makes it significantly easier to time the rest of your Daipon loop. So if you have something that will allow you to properly time that fire standing heavy punch, then it's something that you should be doing, because it allows you to optimize the rest of your combo. So personally, the way that I do it is I do 3 rotations on my left hand for the stick in order to time things. And this is extremely important if the opponent is standing up, for if they're going to be hit by 1, 2, 3. And the reason for this is because of roundhouse up kicks. And depending on the character, medium kick up kicks. And for me, this is what gives me the perfect timing to activate my Geneigen and then get the timing for the up kicks, or that far standing heavy punch for the Daipon loop. So all of this is just to show you that there are different ways that you can actually input things, and you can use different things to buffer it. You can use things on your left hand, you can use things on your right hand, depending on how you like to do things. So as you can see, when I'm playing Ken, I buffer with my left hand as well by going to down back for Kara DP. And then for Yun, when I'm doing activation, I also buffer with my left hand as opposed to my right. Whereas players like KO will buffer with buttons on their right hand. And in specific situations, I will also do that if it calls for it, like timing that dive kick. But in general, it's all personal preference, and this is just to give you a couple examples on both right and left-handed decisions that can be made to time particularly difficult techniques.